The Pirates welcomed back Jack Wilson and jumped out early, but Lawrence Butler's 3-run blast flipped the script, and the A's took game one. Doug and I are going to break it all down. You're listening to North Shore 9, presented by Fanduel. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the NS9 postgame show powered by Primanti Brothers. I'm Jim. With me tonight is Doug. Doug, this one started off great. It was really good until it wasn't.
Yeah. Nice 3-run lead. People hitting the ball, good contact, all that stuff. But it seemed to turn more into one of those April or May games where we scored all our runs in one inning, and that was it. It didn't matter what else happened the rest of the way.
Yeah, it was. This game started out awesome. Like, Mitch Keller was rolling. The offense jumped out to a 3-0 lead in the first. Players were hitting the ball all over the field. Spencer Horwitz with a double off the wall. And like I said, Mitch Keller looked really sharp, I thought, in this one, until he wasn't. And then he really wasn't. And like you mentioned, the offense was just I feel like they do this all the time, where they'll just pick one inning to score a few runs, and then they'll just go silent for the other 8.
Well, honestly, too, it wasn't that great of an inning by the offense, right? The error lets the leadoff hitter on. Soderstrom thrown home when he should have thrown to second. Lets Reynolds advance, and then Gonzalez knocks him in with a sac fly. But still, it's 3 runs. They capitalized on it. They scored 3 runs in the first inning, and they looked good. And then there were some hits throughout the game. Reynolds had 2 hits. McCutchen had 2 hits. But they couldn't string them together, and no more damning evidence of that than that 9th inning where you get the 2 guys on and your best hitters theoretically coming up, and Reynolds, Cutchin, and then Tommy Pham, who I don't think's had a hit in September. So yeah, it was like I said, Keller looked fantastic. I was all excited to come on and say, man, what a nice bounce back he's had,
yeah, it's been rough. Michael's in the same boat as we are. Thank you, Michael, for the super chat. He says he's had it with this crap team, 12 losses out of 13, and they might lose 20 of 21 to end the season. That would be a disaster. He says fire everyone, including Don Kelly, and that it's embarrassing. So
if this leads to Ben Cherington's firing, if this is what it takes, like, he should be fired already, right? And if the decision should be made that he's fired already, they could win the next 8 games and he should still be fired. But if this is what it takes to get Ben Cherington fired, I'll endure it. We've endured worse. We've endured longer stretches of really bad baseball. But he has got to go. Jim, I did a little research for today's show, and I usually just show up right before the camera starts, and I don't even watch the game.
Is this some Doug-alytics? Doug-alytics? Is that what we got?
Doug-alytics here is that the A's have acquired Michael Rooker, Soderstrom, right, Kurtz, and Jacob Wilson, all during the Cherington era.
Don't forget Langoliers.
Langoliers. Oh, yeah, I did forget. I did. Like Langoliers, they just got, a catcher, no less. Yep. And before you tell me this is because of all the money that the Athletics throw around, that's not the case. The Pirates have a $5.5 million higher payroll than the Athletics, yet we don't have any hitters. I understand, like, I would love for Jacob Wilson to be a Pirate, but he was in the Paul Skeens draft, so that just couldn't happen.
That's fine, yeah.
But I mean, these other guys, they were there, they were out there, they were available. In particular, I think Soderstrom and Langoliers. Langoliers was drafted by the Braves. Right. These were guys
Langoliers was a Braves draft pick who
right.
was traded. I want to say that was even a
Was that
multi-team. No, it was just and he was traded for Christian Pache. So like well, he was traded for Matt Olson. It was in the Matt Olson deal too. So like the A's gave up a really good player for him, but no, you're right. I mean, the A's have gone out there, and we haven't even really talked about the game yet. We'll get to that, but
sorry.
The A's seem to be like the Bizarro Pirates at this point, where all these young guys that they've either acquired through the draft or via trade, they've come up and they've just hit the ground running, Doug. Like Lawrence Butler is a guy who they drafted in 2018. They developed him, drafted out of high school. He's now had back-to-back really good seasons. They've extended him to a pretty team-friendly deal. Brent Rooker, another guy who bounced around a few teams, ended up going to Oakland, and all of a sudden turned into a really good hitter. Nick Kurtz, first-round pick. He was a guy who we talked about last year during that draft. The A's scooped him up, and now he's been the best hitter in baseball ever since he's basically been called up. And like Soderstrom, Langoliers, two other first-round picks who they traded for, they drafted, they developed, and then Jacob Wilson too. Like the first 6 batters in this lineup are all guys who they just went out there and acquired them through means that the Pirates acquire players, and like the slugging percentage on some of these guys, Doug, 417 Butler, Rooker 491, Kurtz 620, Soderstrom 473, Langoliers 520, Jacob Wilson 451.
I mean, Cortez has been up for a month. He's got 78 at bats. He's hitting 333 with a 957 OPS.
Yeah. Now the problem with the A's is their pitching is quite bad. Their starters ERA on the year is a full run higher than the Pirates, which is why the A's are 72 and 81, 73 and 81 after today. But yeah, it's just like I said, they're kind of like the Bizarro Pirates. They if you combined these two teams, you'd have a really, really good
if we ever
team.
needed a merger, right? It's actually originally two Pennsylvania, they were the Philadelphia A's first.
Yep.
So you just merge them in with us as a Pennsylvania Keystone team.
Let's just absorb the A's, and then we'll be all good.
And then we'll be ready to roll.
Let's get to the game though, Doug. Pirates lose 4-3. Like we mentioned before, they jumped out ahead of this one. Mitch Keller with a 1-2-3 first inning, and then the Pirates go to work in the bottom of the first, and they immediately take advantage of some mistakes that the Athletics made. Jared Triolo gets on base with a throwing error, so he's on. Spencer Horwitz is like a foot away from hitting a 2-run homer. If he would have hit it just like 1 foot further towards center field, that ball was gone.
If Clemente had worn number 19, instead of number 21, that's a home run, right?
Yeah. So I mean, they get things rolling. Like they take advantage of the A's mistake there. Horwitz doubles in Triolo. Brian Reynolds with an RBI single scores Horwitz. Kutch with a single. Nick Gonzalez with a sac fly. So you've got a 3-0 lead after one, and you feel pretty good about yourself. Yeah. Now, this Athletics offense is good, so it's like, all right, we need Keller to be on his A game, and Keller looked to be on his A game. Like
those first 3 innings,
9 up, 9 down.
9 up, down. It looked like he was. I'm thinking, is he going to pitch a no-hitter?
Yep.
Not so
9
fast.
up, 9 down. The sweeper looked great. He was locating pitches, weak contact. Wasn't really getting swings and misses, but he was racking up strikes, throwing strikes, and through 3. I mean, he was just cruising.
Right, and pitching efficiently, right? It wasn't like I said, he wasn't racking up strikeouts. He was just getting guys out, the sort of 3-pitch outcome thing. And just looked fantastic, Then he gives up a solo home run to Kurtz. This is not a crime, right? Kurtz is a very good hitter, right? It's a solo home run. You're like, that's fine. Now, you're thinking, I'd like to score a little more just to make sure. But that
doesn't happen. And like you mentioned, like giving up a solo homer to Nick Kurtz in the 4th inning, like I have no issues with that. Like you're not going to be perfect. What I have an issue with is the fifth. Like, he comes out, he gets Jacob Wilson to ground out, Cortez singles, he gets Hernaiz to strike out. So now you've got 2 outs, runner on first. The number 9 hitter's up in Zach Geloff, and you have the opportunity to get out of this inning, and you walk Zach Geloff. Zach Geloff has
a 174 hitter.
Yeah, hitting 174. He's got a 502 OPS on the year. Like,
Right.
this guy is not a good hitter. We just talked about all the guys in this lineup who were good hitters.
He is Ben Cherington's primary target for this offseason, just so you know. Right?
Yes. Ben is targeting Geloff.
That's why we have to stop him.
But this was his opportunity to get out of the inning and get out of the fifth, up 3-1. And he walks Geloff, and on 4 pitches, nonetheless. Now you turn the lineup over and you're back to these dangerous hitters again. And Lawrence Butler just destroys a terribly placed changeup, Doug. One of the worst changeups you'll ever see a pitcher throw. Just middle, and he just crushes it. And it's a 3-run homer. And 3-run homers, I don't know what the stats are, Doug, but I would be willing to bet that if you hit a 3-run homer, odds are you're going to win the game.
Yeah,
like the team that hits a 3-run homer,
right,
probably is going to win.
Yeah, very reasonable assumption.
And that was the difference.
Yeah, and that's it. And then that's it. That's the game. It's over, right? Yeah. And Pirates don't give the bullpen is fantastic, right? I think they retired everybody the rest of the way. I don't think they allowed. Or at least they had for a couple innings. I don't think they allowed another base runner. They did what they're supposed to do, and it was some guys you're not sure about. It was it's Sisk and Nicholas. I get nervous every time we come. So Lawrence, I'm liking what I'm seeing from Lawrence. That's, I guess, if there was a silver lining in tonight's game, a nice outing from him. But yeah, the bullpen did it, but the offense just couldn't do it. They mounted a little. They
thought about it.
I don't want to call it a rally.
They thought about it a few times. Like,
they put a little effort here and there.
The bottom of the fifth, after relinquishing that lead, Brian Reynolds, doubles on a ground ball that bounces off of Geloff. Then I think Geloff must have did something to his shoulder there on the dive. But good hustle double from Brian Reynolds. And Ono Cruz draws a walk, so you've got first and second. You can't come through there, so there's two runners left on base, and then in the seventh again, Brian Reynolds walks, Andrew McCutcheon singles, so you've got first and second again, 1 out, Pham flies out, Gonzalez grounds out. So it's just they had opportunities against this Athletics bullpen.
Left 11 guys on base.
Game.
Yeah, they left 11 guys on base. They tonight. 10 hits, 4 walks, got a guy on an error. They 15 base runners. That should be enough to win you a game, especially with, like you said, 4 runs, not insurmountable. It is insurmountable lead for this team, but generally speaking, you hold a team to 4 runs, and you yourself, like I said, have 15 base runners, and your bullpen doesn't give up a run in 4 innings or whatever, you should win that game.
Yeah, the Pirates only gave up 4 base runners in this game. So, 6 base runners. They only gave up 4 hits and 2 walks. Like, they limited the Pirates pitched a really, really good game today outside of just that 5th inning from Keller, really. And like I said, like you mentioned, the bullpen looked good. We'll get into kind of how they looked, but yeah, the offense just, story of the year. Like, they were 2 for 13 with runners in scoring position today. The Athletics didn't have a single, I guess they had 1 at bat with runners in scoring position, and they had a 3-run homer.
They hit a 3-run home run, right? We had,
they had 1 chance. They had 1 chance,
right?
They had 1 chance, and they capitalized. We had 13, and we didn't.
And yeah, the two hits I believe that we had were in the first inning. The two hits with runners in scoring position were in the first inning, right? It was
McCutcheon and Reynolds. Yeah.
McCutcheon, Reynolds, and McCutcheon. So right, I mean, when you don't produce after the first inning, when you do that, we only score in one inning. It just makes it such an easy game for the other team, right? They can tack on. They don't have to do anything big. The pitchers and the fielders don't feel a lot of pressure, and yeah, it was business as usual. It was the deja vu all over again, stuff that we've been seeing all year.
Yeah.
And what were like I said, are we 8 games left? 65, 89?
Eight
I can't.
more games remaining. Brian just kind of hits the nail on the head here, though. Like I'm sick of this script. 3 runs or less, lose by 1 run. Like it just seems like that happens all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah,
All the time.
we've been in a ton of one-run games, right?
Yep.
And we've been on the short side of the one-run games all season long for a couple seasons now, quite frankly. And yeah, it is frustrating. It's boring. It's disheartening. There's a lot of adjectives we can attach to it, but
Yep.
it is old and tired.
Old and tired. Mitch Keller's final line: 5 innings, 4 hits, 4 runs, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts, the 2 homers. I guess getting into the bullpen here a little bit, Doug. I mean, everybody looked good. Evan
Yeah.
Sisk did his job against a couple of lefties. Even got a righty out. Evan Sisk, I'll say this: he is going to have a problem sticking around in this league because righties crush him.
Yeah.
And the world of the loogie is kind of
It's
obsolete
sadly
now.
gone. Right.
You
The
know,
lefty,
with the
lefty only one
three,
inning guy.
yeah, with the 3-hitter minimum kind of gone. But I'll say this: when he's facing lefties, I don't know if I've seen someone with such a small sample size, Doug, where he gets people to swing at balls that hit them. It happened today, and I swear it's happened like
Yeah.
3 other times.
It
And
has happened a couple times. I was
he's
thinking
only
that when
been
it
on the
happened with
team for
Soderstrom.
like a
Yeah.
month,
Yeah.
and I feel like every week he's getting someone to swing at a pitch that's like 2.5 feet inside, and it hits them. He struck out somebody today by
Is it
hitting them.
Soder? That was Soderstrom, right?
It was
Yeah.
Soderstrom. Yeah, he struck out
Yeah.
Soderstrom with a hit by pitch.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy how nasty he must be
Yeah.
against them.
Lefties just can't pick it up. They don't have any idea what's coming or where it's coming from. Yeah. You're right. I mean, look, there's a lot of left-handed hitters in baseball. He might be able to, maybe you can carry him, but he'd be a luxury, right? You need, um, I mean, I don't like, isn't he the only lefty in the bullpen right now? The only
He's
lefty in
the
the team
only
right now?
lefty
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
the team.
We don't
Yeah.
have it rotation. We don't have it. Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know. Maybe I'm brainwashed by Jim Leland, but he always liked having three lefty relievers. In a different time. Again, you could just bring in a guy to get one guy, or to that effect. But
Hmm.
still, like I said, there's a lot of good left-handed hitters in baseball. You seem to think you could have another guy, in there too. He can't pitch every day, so
Yeah, after tonight, Doug, because he was 2 for 2 in striking out his lefties that he faced. He is striking out 42% of the left-handed batters that he faces. So, like, that's nice. Righties, though, another story. But he was able to get through his inning today. Justin Lawrence coming back too off of his injury. He looked good with the 1-2-3 7th inning. His ERA is down to 0.61 on the year. I'm not really. I mean, we didn't really get to see a lot of him this year, right?
no.
And he's thrown. This was his 14th game that he's pitched this year. And like out of those 14 games, it's been pretty good stuff. Like the strikeout rates there. He is walking quite a few batters, but like he's not giving up any hits. I guess the good thing here is he's got 3 more years of control left after
Right.
this. So, like,
And he's always been good outside. I mean, outside of
mhm,
Colorado. So, yeah, he's to borrow a word from Donardo, he's intriguing,
yeah,
and yeah, I won't be mad if he's on the opening day roster next year. He looks like he can be a pretty effective 7th, 8th, or 9th kind of guy. Yeah.
Yeah, and like the metrics all like stuff plus like some. So yeah, I mean that was a shame that he got hurt so early on this year because he was looking like kind of one of the bright spots out of that bullpen early.
Yeah, he really
And
was. Sorry.
and like he missed 4 months. So yeah, I mean, he'll get a few appearances here down the stretch, but so far so good. And he looks like as long as he stays healthy, like he should be a part of that bullpen next year.
Absolutely.
After Lawrence, then you had Nicholas, who again, since his recall, has looked like this bullpen. It's so difficult to talk about this because like the pitching staff, Doug, they've just really stepped it up. And like Nicholas, another great outing, scoreless inning. Isaac Matson just doing his thing, another scoreless inning. It's just frustrating when the offense just gives you nothing.
You've got these components in place, and you just need a little, from, and you can't get it. You can't get a little. I mean, we just run out a bunch of sub 200 hitters, and it's embarrassing. It really is. It's like 6 years, and this is what you've come up with. And like especially when you're looking at the team with a lower payroll across, and yeah, they don't have pitching. Pitching is harder to find and develop. No doubt. But man, they got some hitters. They got a bunch of them. We need two. No, we need four of them. But
You need more than two.
Yeah. We need especially based on how this season is going.
Yeah, I mean with Nicholas, what we've kind of seen from him is like he's prone to like the occasional blow up game. He had that blow up game in Washington. He blew up against Milwaukee back last month, but he's been on a pretty good stretch here where I mean he's only given up an earned run in 3 of his last 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 19 games.
Right.
So I mean,
He's
19 games, 16 zeros.
Kind of the reliever version of Bailey Falter. When he's good, he's really good.
Yeah,
But then when it's bad, it's woo. I mean, again, when you have somebody like that, and right, you obviously you can use his talents, but you have to have him on a short leash. He puts on 2 guys. No, let's not see if he can get out of it. I don't think he can get out of it. That's not what he does.
Yep.
But yeah, it'd be. Again, he's an interesting arm, and that stuff is just when he's on, he's really something, and he's still young. There's still room for improvement. So,
yeah, I mean he's 26, and again, like he's shown signs of growth. I think he did walk a batter tonight, but he's dialed in the walks ever since being called up, and the stuff is so good that like, dude, just throw strikes. That's all you got to do.
That's all he has to do, right?
You're gonna get hitters out. So yeah, I mean that's about it. Like I said, the 9th inning, things got a little interesting. I mean, 1-run game still. Rafael Flores up, the new guy in his 2nd game. He doubles to lead off the 9th, and then again, like you have 3, 4, 5 coming up. You just got a leadoff double. It's like you've got to at least tie the game here and force extras.
Right.
And Brian Reynolds at least moves the runner to 3rd, but like you still like to see a little bit more out of him. But Brian Reynolds moves the runner to 3rd. Andrew McCutchen walks, and then Tommy Pham double play ball game.
Yeah. Yeah, his OPS is under 700 now. His batting average is 2. I mean, he is. I think he's 0 for 22 or something like that. He's struggling, come back to earth a little bit, but yeah, I mean that's with those guys coming up. Like I said, Flores gets out on 2nd, right? You're hoping from a little. You're hoping, like I said, you get a man on 2nd to lead off the inning, and your best hitters coming up. You've got to at least tie the game, if not win in that situation. And thank you, Brian.
So Brian said so. If Tommy Pham's 0 for 23,
0 for his last. That's a long time. That's a long time without a hit.
You know what, Doug? I'm curious. When did this streak start?
I mean, it can't be that long ago, but it feels like July.
So this lines up directly with the start of fantasy football season, Doug. I don't know. Fantasy
His
football starts.
his late night draft kept,
Lump starts. I don't know. I don't know, Doug. It kind of like it lines up perfectly.
Yeah. He
I'm not
drafted the
saying.
Steelers defense and has been so upset ever since. He
That's what it
cannot
is. Yeah.
concentrate. And
He didn't get Chris Boswell as his kicker.
ugh,
Is what happened.
yeah, that would hurt. That would hurt.
Yeah. Anyways. Yeah, they lose 4-3. They don't end up getting that run in. Ryan loses his bet
I was going
of
to say,
the day, his lock of the day,
the
presented by Fanduel. He had over 4.5 runs for the Athletics. He got that at plus 100. And yeah, he loses again. So hopefully you bet the under and you faded Ryan, because Ryan's in as big of a downward spiral as Tommy Pham.
As Tommy Pham, yeah.
Yeah.
But
Ryan's
Tommy Pham's downward spiral is killing us. And Ryan's is, sending kids to Ivy League college if you just fade him. So
just fade him. Yeah. All right, Doug. You got anything else to add?
No.
You know what? It was cool seeing Jack Wilson back. Jack Wilson with Jacob. Like, I mean, that's cool story.
One of my favorite players of this century. I love Jack Wilson.
Love Jack Wilson.
Who didn't? Who didn't love Jack Wilson, right? And it's so awesome that his son is doing so well. Yeah, I mean, in a weird way, I'm cheering for his son to do something great, in this series, just because I love Jack so much, and it's awesome to see his son in PNC Park. So
it was pretty cool.
Great.
They did they did the video of, I guess, Jacob throwing the first pitch to Jack Wilson back in like 2006.
He was 4 years old or something.
Yeah. And then today Jack Wilson throws the first pitch to Jacob. So yeah, pretty neat moment.
Yeah.
I said those were some pretty bad baseball teams that we watched back in the day. But Jack Wilson was certainly one of the bright spots.
I know. When I think about those teams now, I'm like, how are they so bad? They, some of those Brian Giles. I mean, that was an all-time kind of run. Kendall was good. Jack Wilson had 200 hits one year, and the same year that Craig Wilson, I think, hit 30 home runs. How, Aramis Ramirez, had they given him away yet for nothing? I'm not sure, but
Pokey Reese gone by that point. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, but it was fun. It was. They were a lot of fun to watch. At least the games were. Yeah, they were a lot more interesting. Yeah, that was what. Oh god, yeah.
They couldn't pitch.
The year that PNC opened, like 2 days before it opened, like 3 starting pitchers, Benson, Schmidt, and Francisco Cordova go down. And you're like, oh man, and that was, when we'd get Paul Mulholland would have a great year and then not follow, and David Williams and Zach Duke. And well, yeah. Do you recognize these names? Probably not, because we didn't have.
We all do.
Yeah, we all do, but we didn't have good pitching. 1 year of Oliver Perez, 1 year,
Oh, yeah. Man. But now it's the opposite. Now it's the opposite. Same results.
Oh, wouldn't you love to see prime Aramis Ramirez and Brian Giles on this team? Holy cow. That would help. That would help. Might have got that 4th run.
Yep. Well, the Pirates lose their 12th of 13. Downward spiral just continues. They're back at it tomorrow against the Athletics. Luis Morales, rookie pitcher for not Oakland. I guess they're just the Athletics now.
They're just the Athletics now.
Yeah.
They're named after a website.
Yeah. Rookie matchup coming up. Luis Morales versus Bubba Chandler tomorrow. So it should be a fun game. Some quality, high talented, young arms.
Good challenge for Bubba tomorrow.
Good. Yeah, this will be probably. I mean, he faced that the Dodgers, but they were a little banged up when he faced them. He faced the Brewers. Like, this is probably going to be the best lineup he's faced.
Yeah.
So yeah, that'll be tomorrow, 6:40 p.m. We'll be back at it with another post-game show for you. You guys are all awesome. It is 9:48 p.m. on a Friday night. The Pirates just lost their 12th of 13. They are 24 games under 500, and you all are in here watching and or listening to us. So you guys rock. Yeah. I appreciate you all.
You guys are the best. You should be watching The Natural. Watch a Robert Redford movie. Do something like that, instead of watch the Pirats. But
watch
stick
some
with
Robert
us.
Redford this weekend. Yeah. No, you guys are great. Like the video, subscribe to the page, hype it. If you have the option to do that, and tell your friends about us. But outside that, Doug, you got anything else to add?
I'll be here Sunday with Donardo, but you probably all knew that. So see you then.
See you guys. All right, that wraps up this episode of North Shore 9. Thanks so much for tuning in, whether you're listening on the podcast or catching us on YouTube. If you enjoyed the show, please give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. It really helps us grow. And if you're listening on the podcast, a quick review goes a long way in helping others find the show. Plus, be sure to tell a friend about us. There's always room for more here in the NS9 community. And for those looking to support us a little more, consider joining our Patreon, become an MVP member, and get exclusive perks while helping us continue to bring you more of the Pirates content you love. Thanks again for all your support, and let's go Bucks.